Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be covering a news update on Dead by Daylight. Today we have a pretty decent size update. We're going to be going over a new map change. We have a road map that's coming out. We have a scratch mark update, hook stages update, prestige update, view perk that got changed up a little bit, and then a couple killers that got changed. So let's get straight into it. Get into one of the more important things that I believe, which is the scratch mark update. So on the image in front of you, you're going to be able to see the before and after of what they're going to be changing it. The devs want to make sure that it's easier for the killers to be able to see on all types of surfaces on every map, so that it's easier for the killers to be able to track the survivors. So there's going to be a big change. Like, a lot of us are going to have to start being a lot more careful as a survivor with how much we're sprinting and running and the way we run. So keep that in mind next time. Because it says it's a minor update, but to me, this is a massive update. You can see the massive change of what it was, what it is now. So just so you guys are aware. So the next thing I want to cover is the prestige update. So they're pretty much just changing it so you can no longer see the prestige level of people in the pregame lobby. I feel like this mainly just affects the killers. So killers, if they see a high prestige survivor, it makes them want to leave. So they just want to stop people from feeling intimidated. The next thing I'm going to want to cover is the hook stage. So on the hook stages, we had a 60-second timer in between each of the hook phases. So now it's been changed up to 70 seconds, which isn't too big of a deal. We get an additional 30 seconds altogether while being hooked. So overall, it's not that big of a change, but it also every second counts. So I think that's a good thing that helps so that survivors can survive longer on the hook. Okay, so next I want to go over the Midwich Elementary School map update. So pretty much they removed the breakable walls in the bathrooms. And then they altered the layout of the hallways to reduce long range visibility. And then they also added objects near the exit gates. Nothing big, just a few things to change up the way you see on the map to make it a little bit better for the survivors. So next I'm going to start covering the perk. So the first perk that they updated is Blast Mine. So they changed the reduced activation requirement to 40%. Generator repairs was at 50%. Next one is the wiretap. Reduced activation requirement to 40%. Repairs was at 50%. Also changed the chemical trap. Reduced activation requirement to 20%. Generator repairs was at 50%. And they reduced the trap duration to 40, 50, 60 seconds. Was at 100, 110, and 120 seconds. Now they also updated the mirrored illusion. They changed the reduced activation requirement to 20%. Repairs was at 50. Then they changed the reduced duration to 40, 50, 60 seconds. Was at 100, 110, and 120 seconds. Next, they updated Dance With Me. Reduced the cooldown to 30, 25, 20 seconds. Was at 60, 50, 40 seconds. Now they also updated Deception. Reduced cooldown to 30, 25, 20 seconds. Was at 60, 50, 40 seconds. They also updated Diversion. Reduced activation requirement to 30, 25, 20 seconds. Was at 40, 35, 30. Then they also updated the Flashbang. Reduced activation requirement to 50, 45, 40. Generator repairs was at 70, 60, 50. So those are all the perk changes and what they changed about. So next I'm going to go over the killer changes. We have 3 killer changes: the Dredge, the Doctor, and the Nemesis. I'm going to cover the Dredge first. So increased movement speed while charging Regen of Darkness to 3.8 milliseconds was at 3.68 milliseconds. Increased teleportation speed outside of Nightfall to 19 milliseconds was at 12 milliseconds. Reduced teleportation cooldown outside of Nightfall to 10 seconds was at 12 seconds. Decreased time to break out of a locked locker to 2.5 seconds was at 3 seconds. Increased charge rate of Nightfall meter to 1 charge per second per injured survivor was at 0.75. Reduced volume of Dredge sound effect to make it harder to detect. Adjusted several add-ons. Now we're on to the Doctor. The Doctor is a smaller update, so they reduced static blast to 30 seconds if no survivors are in range. Reduced static blast cooldown to 45 seconds if a survivor is in range. Increased movement speed while charging static blast to 2.99 milliseconds was at 1.16 milliseconds. Adjusted static blast cooldown add-ons accordingly. So on to the Nemesis. The Nemesis is a small update, so let's go over it real quick. Requirement for reaching mutation rate 2 has been reduced to 5 contamination points, was at 6. Increased hindered penalty during and when infecting a survivor to 2 seconds, was at 0.25 seconds. Adjusted liquor tongue and Marvin's Blood add-on. And that's going to be everything for the killers. Now we're going to be going on to the roadmap. So now that we're talking about the roadmap, for those of you that don't know what a roadmap is basically just them going over what they're going to be updating over a specific time and basically win. So in October, they plan on doing quality of life and gameplay. So scratch marks, just basically everything we went over today. That's going to be for August. And then from September to October, they're doing some more quality of life and gameplay. So they're going to be updating the finisher Mori, some killer tweaks on the Skull Merchant, the Unknown, the Hillbilly, and the Twin. And then they're going to also be going over perk up. So leverage, X, crowd control, distortion, and blood rush. Now in November, they're going to be going over the pharmacy, scene partner, weave tournament, Shadowborn, and then some more killer tweaks, the plague, and the Cenobite. And that's going to be everything for this update. If you guys enjoyed this update or you're looking for more Dead by Daylight updates, make sure you drop a sub, like the video, let me know what you guys think about this update, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.